Macbeth, Act 3, Scene 1. Enter Banquo. Thou hast it now, King, Cawdor, Galmus, all as the weird sisters promised. And I fear thou playest most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, the speech's sign, why, by their varieties, on thine make good. May I not be my oracles as well, and set me in hope, but hush, no more. Enter Macbeth as king, Lady Macbeth as queen, Lennox, Ross, lords, ladies, and attendants. Here is our chief guest. If he had not been forgotten, it had not been as a grasp in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming. Tonight we hold a solemn supper. Stir, and I request your presence. Let your highness commend me, to which my duties are with a most indissoluble tie for every knit. Ride you this afternoon? My good lord. We should have else desired your good advice, which shall have been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow. It's far you ride, as far, my lord, as will fill up the time. Twixt this supper, go not my horse, the better. I must become a borrower of the night for dark hour or twain. Feel not our feast. My lord, I will not. We here, our bloody cousins, are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parade, filling their hearts with strange invention, but of the tomorrow, when through all we shall have cause of state, craving us jointly. Hie you to horse, adieu, till you return at night, thus fiance with you. Ay, my good lord, our time does call upon us. I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Exit Banquo. Let every man he masters of his time, till 7 and 8, to make society. The sweeter welcome we will keep ourself, till supper time alone will then. God be with you. Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men, our pleasure. They are, my lord, without the palace gate. Bring them before us. Exit attendant. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. Its majesty dares, and to the dauntless temper of his mind he hath the wisdom that gave him valour. To act in safety there is none but he, whose bring I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. As it is said, Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters, when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. The prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown, and put a barren sceptre in my gripe. Thence to be wench'd with an unmanly hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filled my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered. But rancour was a vessel of my peace only for them, and mine a natural jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings to seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so come fate into the list, and champions me their utterance. Who's there? Re-enter attendant with 2 murderers. Now go to door, and stay there till we call. Exit attendant. Was it not yesterday we spoke together? The first murderer begins to speak. It was, so please your highness. Well then now, have you considered my speeches? Know that it was he, in the times past, which held you so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference, passed in prohibition with you. How you are borne in hand, how crossed the instruments who wrought with them, and all things else that might to half a soul, and to a notion craze, say, thus did Banquo. You made it known to us? I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience is so predominant in your nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospelled to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever? We are men, my liege. I am the catalogue, yet go for men as hounds with greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, chows, water rugs, and demi-wolves are kept, all by the name of dogs. The valued file, the scourgeous, the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, every one according to the gift which boundless nature hath him closed, whether he does receive particular attention from the bill that writes them all alike, and so of men. Now if you have a station in the file, now I, the worst rank of manhood, sit, and I will put the business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart, and loves of us, who were our health but sickly in this life, which in his death were perfect. I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do to spite the world. And I another, so weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my lie on any chance to mend it, or be rid on it. Both of you know Banquo was your enemy. True, my lord. So is he mine, and in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. And though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my sight, and bid him will avouch it, yet I must not, for certain friends that are both his and mine, who loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, whom I myself struck down, and thence it is that I to you assistance do make love, masking the business from the common eye, for sordid weighty reasons. We shall, my lord, perform what you commend us to our lives. Your spirit sign true you. Within this hour at most I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquainting you with the perfect spy the time. The moment on it forth must be done tonight, and something from the palace always thought that I require clearness, and with him to leave no rubs, no botches in the work. Fleance, his son, that keeps him company, whose absence is no less material to me than his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart, I'll come to you anon. We are resolved, my lord. I'll call upon you straight, abide within. Exit murderers. It is concluded, Banquo, thou slow's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight. Exit Macbeth.